Hey, how's it going? We have VCU School Business student here, JD Samante, and today we're going to go over 5 common interview questions that you're going to see from employers. You're going to see some starts and some stops from JD, but for the most part, what you're going to hear are really solid answers to these very common questions. So tell me about yourself and why you're interested in this opportunity.
Sure, okay. So again, my name is JD Samante. I'm a VCU marketing student and I'm currently a 3rd year. I love to create things in any medium, whether that be physical or digital, so that's drawing, painting, sometimes even music. On the flip side of things, I'm currently making videos for the Business Career Services, and I love just recapping daily events in my life, such as going to San Diego Comic-Con with my family.
So what you just noticed is JD just generally introduced himself and talked about some interests. Now he's going to dive into experiences and why he wants to work for this specific company.
I genuinely enjoy applying any of my creative technical skills to any project that I get to work on. I think that translates well into your firm because of the way your employees make sure that they express themselves in the work they do for their clients. I think that would be something that really would inspire me, and it's something I'd love to be a part of.
So what would you say are some of your greatest strengths and areas of improvement?
So I think some of my greatest strengths come in my technical skills. That varies from storyboarding, copywriting, and somewhat directing. I also think I'm really good at collaborating with groups. I bring a lot of good ideas to the table, and if it's something I'm really passionate about, I can pour my heart out into whatever I'm working with. Along with that is most of the things that I know and the skills I have, I've taught myself over time.
So when transitioning to talking about an area of improvement, make sure that you choose something that's not inherently negative. And make sure that when you're explaining it, you give an example of how you feel like you're improving upon that weakness.
I'd say an area of improvement that I have for myself is slowing down and asking for help. I've been always taught to try to figure things out first and try to be as most independent as possible. What I'm coming to learn is that is not the best idea when you're trying to meet deadlines or you're trying to just work collaboratively on a group project. So now when I'm working on projects, I make sure that I'm offering help and I'm receiving the help that I need if it's an area that I'm not the greatest at or it's something I've never even tried before. I find myself asking for advice sooner from people that I know are willing to help and offer for help. So, yep.
Awesome, it's good to hear. So tell me about a time that you collaborated with others and how you ensured that what you were doing was going to be successful.
Sure, okay. A couple semesters ago, I took a venture creation class. Pretty much it's a capstone for the whole semester. We take 8 to 9 students and take a business idea and pitch it at the end. To ensure the group's success, I myself made sure I personally got to know everyone at the beginning of the class to then play out for the rest of the semester. And whenever we would meet inside of class, I would always make sure to actively listen and ask probing questions that would invoke thought, just in case we ever got stuck on a part of the process or venture creation process. Whenever I would play my role as a marketer, more notably in the research side of things, I went out and did field research to local businesses, consignment stores, and potential partners, which were thrift stores. Our idea revolved around clothing, and so we took the advice from those businesses and how they would source their materials, and put that into our pitch at the end of the semester. Pretty much, we got a really good grade, and at the end, it was a success.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
So describe a time that you failed and what you learned from the experience.
Sure. Okay.
Sometimes you'll come across some difficult questions. Make sure you stop, thank them for the question, ask if you can think for a second, compose yourself, and then start answering the question.
So during my 2nd year in college, I completely forgot about a test. Prior to the test, I didn't have any way of organizing what I had to do and when. I pretty much kept my involvement, my work, school, all those things inside my head, and it kind of fell apart after that test. So after that experience, I made sure that I organized everything through Google Calendar, a physical planner, and I even bought an Apple Watch just to keep tabs with what was going on more frequently. Since then, I spent a lot of my time organizing my week and my day and updating constantly. I think that comes together as a system that I've built and I'm constantly trying to improve.
So you're working on a group project with a strict deadline. The problem is, 2 of the 5 team members aren't pulling their own weight. What do you do to resolve the issue?
So what I would do is try to first communicate to those group members and see what's going on with them. More likely than not, in my experience from working with groups throughout all of college, it's usually something personal that's not letting them make the time for the group project or what we're working on. Or they just don't really understand and they need a little bit of help. And so first I would take them aside and have a conversation with them and see what's going on. And if that didn't work, I would take it up with my supervisor or advisor that is pretty much leading the project and see where the situation resolves from there if it didn't get resolved. So the situation actually reminds me of time with my organization. We had a person that wasn't pulling their own weight. And so I went to go talk with them and did exactly what I explained to you just now. And I found out that they, 1, had some personal issues going on, and 2, they didn't fully understand their task. So first of all, I explained to them like, hey, I'm sorry, I hope everything gets better. And then I kind of ran through the task with them and they got a better understanding of what was expected of them. And from there, it was pretty much smooth sailing. So I guess the conversation was a success.
And that wraps up our 5 most common interview questions. If you want to try doing a practice interview, go on Handshake and sign up for an appointment with one of our career coaches. Thank you so much for watching this video and hope you have a wonderful day.